Duolingo is one of the most popular language learning apps, and the company cracked its early issues with user retention by gamifying every lesson to make it as addictive as mobile games like Candy Crush. The app is now the top-grossing education app in the U.S. and worldwide, and it's free. The growth propelled the company onto our Disruptor 50 list, coming in at 28. Joining me now is Luis von Ahn. He is the CEO and co-founder. Luis, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So tell me how you married addiction with learning in a good way.
Well, learning a language is a lot like going to the gym. I mean, everybody kind of wants to do it, but it requires a lot of effort doing so, and sticking with it. So what we did is we decided to make the app feel as much as like a game as possible. And when you use Duolingo, you really there's a lot of gamification aspects. It gives you points every time you use it. Each of the sessions, each of the lessons takes about 3 minutes, so it's very short. And there's a lot of different aspects of it, animations and everything that makes it really feel like you're playing a game, which is what keeps people addicted.
Yeah, sure. Are we going to see this in the classroom? I mean, do you think this approach to learning could go beyond your app? Or will your app be used in the classroom setting? Yeah.
It already is. It already is. According to our estimates, about 25% of the U.S. language classrooms use Duolingo in one form or another. So it's already being there, and in many places internationally. So I think that's already happening. But I think we're going to be seeing it a lot more. Now, the purpose is not to replace the teacher. It's really to augment. Basically, instead of doing homework, they would have to use Duolingo for like 30 minutes.
And tell me about how you make money, especially when we're looking at all of these disruptor companies as potential IPO candidates.
Yeah. What we decided. So one of the key things that we did early on with Duolingo is we wanted to make Duolingo free for everybody. So we wanted to make it clear that, or make it so that anybody who wanted to learn a language, even if they didn't have any money, could learn a language on Duolingo. That's what we started with, and so for a while we weren't actually making money. About 2 or 3 years ago, the first thing we did is we actually put an ad at the end of every lesson. Since we have tens of millions of users, that ad actually gives us tens of millions of dollars, showing an ad at the end of every lesson. Then afterwards, we added a subscription. So you can subscribe to Duolingo to turn off the ads. You can do a few other things, but the main thing right now is turning off the ads. And now one key thing, and what we're most proud of, is Duolingo is now the top grossing app in the education category, in the world. But we don't charge for the content. So you still can learn pretty much anything on Duolingo for free. And even then, we still make more money than all the other apps that actually charge for the content.
Now,
and I think this is a really good business model.
This all sounds very highbrow and helpful until I hear that Valyrian has more active learners than Irish, Polish, or Hebrew, Luis. So Game of Thrones, is this a little gimmicky move here, or tell me about that?
It's very popular. Game of Thrones is very popular. We decided to add Valyrian. It turns out that the person who created the language for HBO is actually the only the only fluent speaker of Valyrian. David Peterson. He decided to help us add the language to Duolingo. It's not the only constructed language we have on Duolingo. We also have Esperanto, and we have Klingon from Star Trek. But Valyrian is very popular of late, particularly with the last season of Game of Thrones.
All right.
And, I don't know what to think about the fact that there are more people learning Valyrian than Irish, but it is happening.